Hello, my sweet friends. Welcome to DIY with Nadia and welcome to another Wreath Wednesday. Today I'm making a Christmas wreath using the Nadia method, but instead of our 6-inch mesh, I'm going to be using 10-inch Deco Mesh. Let's get started. Okay, before we get started, let's go over the details on our Deco Mesh. So I am using 10-inch Deco Mesh, and it's 10 inches by 30 feet. We are going to be using 2 rolls of this mesh, and this is the mesh that doesn't have any foil threading on it. This mesh is pretty much the same thing as the Dollar Tree has, but it is 10 inches. I got this at Joann Fabrics, and I just wanted to show you. It's pretty much that same type of Deco Mesh. For pipe cleaners, I'm going to be just folding them in half, so they're going to be around 6 inches. In case you're wondering why I cut my pipe cleaners into 6 inches instead of the regular 4 for the Nadia method, is because this mesh is going to be a little bigger, the bows are going to be a little bigger, and we don't need to struggle. We just need things to go nice and easy for all of us, right? So after cutting my pipe cleaners into the 6-inch strips, I'm going to bend them in a little V. I just do this to make it easier when I bring my bows together. For the 10-inch mesh, I'm going to be cutting my Deco Mesh into 15-inch strips. Now it's time to make our no fray bows. I'm going to let my Deco Mesh roll onto itself naturally and then just walk my fingers out until both sides or both endings are overlapping about 1.5 inches. Once I have that, I'm going to just hold my little tube up, and then I'm going to just set it down where the overlapping is smack in the middle. With my fingers on top, I'm just going to hold it there. With my thumb, I'm going to hold the center because we're working with a much wider bow. You want to make sure that that overlapping stays in its place. So now that I have it, starting from the I'm going to just start bringing it together from the bottom. Just coming up, and with my thumb, I'm just kind of helping it along. Now I'm going to use my pipe cleaner here and just lock it in on this side, 2 twists. And let's see what we got here. We have the top, the smooth end right here. We have all the fraying in the back. One side of this bow is right over here, and it is locked in with our pipe cleaner, and the other side is actually on the inside. So there's no fraying, it's staying nice and secure. I quickly wanted to show you the difference between the 2 size bows. This one is 6 inches by 12, and this one is 10 by 15. And as you can see, this one is pretty much double the size of our little Deco Mesh from the Dollar Tree. But that might just mean that we need less of it, and we're going to apply it to our wreath in a little bit of a different way. But this bow is so pretty and big. I absolutely love the big waves that you see in it, and of course zero fraying is a huge plus. Let's make another one. I'm just going to walk it out until it's overlapping about 1.5 inches. I'm going to just hold it up and then bring it down so that the overlapping is right in the middle. With my thumb, I'm going to hold the overlapping in the center. And with this hand, I'm going to start bringing the bow together. Two twists in the back, and we have our bow. I'm going to do one more bow. We're going to speed it up, and then I'm going to go off screen and finish all the rest of my bows, and then we will be back to put them all on the wreath. For this wreath, I'm going to be using the 14-inch metal wreath form from the Dollar Tree. Our 2 Deco Mesh rolls yielded 50 bows. We need 8 bows in each section. So 8 bows times 6 sections gives us 48 bows. So that means we have 2 bows left over where we can fill them in wherever we want. To attach the bow, you can either put it in row 2 or row 3. I'm going to be using row 2, and we're going to go all the way around. I got one section done and it's pretty full, and don't forget it's going to get filled on this side too, so it's going to come up like this and it's nice and full. On the back, the tails are a little bit longer, so what we're going to do is after you give the twists, I'm going to fold it in half, and then you can just leave it at that, or you can put it in half one more time and then push it back, and you're going to have a clean little fold right here. And it's just, you know, I always do that because those pipe cleaners, they are sharp. So we want to make sure that we get rid of anything that's sharp in the back that could damage maybe the glass that it's going to be hanging on, or the wood or the walls. So that's why I'm a bit picky about that. There you go. And look how clean this looks in the back. I have one section. It's nice and neat in the back, and it's nice and filled in the front. The reason I wanted to show you this wreath is to explain the reason why I'm only using one row to attach my bows on. I'm just using row 2 to attach, versus when I'm doing the Dollar Tree Deco Mesh that is 6 inches by 12 inch to make the Nadia Method little bows. Here I go in a zigzag because the bows are much smaller. Because the bows are so big, we can just use one row, and I think it takes less time to make these bigger ones because you need a lot less of these than you do the other smaller ones. To decorate, you of course can do anything you want, but I decided to do the ribbon method here. And what I'm going to do first is grab 2 pipe cleaners, and I'm going to divide these into 4-inch strips because we are going to do 6 loops. And the best way to keep this even is have the loops be exactly 6, like we have the divisions on the wreath form. And so I decided to go with this ribbon from the Dollar Tree here. And the first thing we're going to do is grab one of our pipe cleaners, bring the little ribbon together and tie it. So basically this is going to get tied to the wreath form. This tail, we're just going to hide it in the back. Now I'm going to start measuring off 10 inches, and I'm just going to tie it off. And by the way, you do need one extra for the ending. All right, now that I have these, decide which way you want the wording to go. I prefer the wording to go towards the inside. And now I'm just going to find the divisions on my wreath form here and attach the ribbon straight to the middle row right here in between rows 2 and 3, and just twist it off in the back, fold the endings, and fold again. So it's nice and neat. Find the second division and attach right there between rows 2 and 3. There you go, and I think this looks perfect. And so I'm going to go all the way around. Next, I'm grabbing some silver ornaments, and these come in a pack of 12 at the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to put them in between our little loops over here. I already put one glam on, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put like a sparkly one, and then a matte one, sparkly matte, sparkly matte. To attach, you can either use floral wire, or I have some of these pipe cleaners left over that were already cut up, and I'm attaching it to the same bar where our loops are attached. There you go, and just set it in place. It should hold really well. If you feel like it's not holding, you can always give a little dot of glue in between the ribbon right here and the ornament so it stays in place, but it should stay in place fairly well. Also, some of these ornaments right here, they don't hold that well, so give it a little bit of hot glue to attach and to make sure that it holds in place well. All right, and our wreath is all done. What do you think of this sweet little decor method? It's pretty simple, easy to do. And by the way, you can also put little poinsettias instead of the ornaments, but I opted to go with the ornaments. I thought it just looked very sleek.